Hello everyone, this is Geopolitics, and today we're going to talk about a situation which is unfolding, the relations between China and South Korea. These countries are getting closer and closer, and yesterday there was a South Korean delegation which went to China to meet the foreign minister of China, Wang Yi. And they met, and they discussed a relationship between those two countries. As you know, China and South Korea are not friendly countries because China helped North Korea in the Korean War. So they fought with the forces that were sent by the UN to help the South Koreans. So the Chinese ordered the forces to fight against those forces that were sent by the United Nations. So as you know, the South Koreans are partners of the US. They are in a military alliance. There are troops of the US who are stationed in the South Korea. So if these countries start to move towards the Chinese, it's another geopolitical situation. It's another situation to watch closely as politicians, or as journalists, or as youth, or as anybody who is interested with politics. So it is something to watch closely. And the president of South Korea is meeting with the president of the USA today. They are going to talk about their partnership. His name is Lee Jae-myung. So they are meeting today, and we're going to see what is that meeting going to look like, and what is going to give as a result. Let's see the South China Post, Morning Post, what they talked about this meeting of Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and the South Korean delegation. China and South Korea ties at a critical juncture, Wang Yi says amid bid for a reset. High-powered delegation from Seoul meets China's foreign minister as President Lee Jae-myung wraps up Japan visit. Lee Jae-myung was in Japan too. They had a meeting with the Japanese president, Prime Minister. They had discussions about their relationship, especially their development, about the AI, about the economy. They had a meeting there too. They talked about different kind of things. So China's top diplomat urges Seoul to advance relations along the right track. In talks on Sunday with special envoys of South Korea, President Lee Jae-myung, the relationship between China and South Korea is a critical juncture for improvement and development, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi told the visiting delegation led by former South Korean National Assembly Speaker Park Byung-seung. The meeting on Sunday coincided with the 33rd anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic ties between the two neighbors. It is the latest sign of effort to reset relations with the newly installed leadership in Seoul under Lee after his predecessor Yoon Suk-yeol. Geopolitical tweeted towards Washington and Tokyo. Wang noted that Beijing's political towards South Korea maintained stability and continuity, according to a Chinese Foreign Ministry statement on Monday. So that is what he had to say about the meeting with this delegation, which came from South Korea. We heard that he is the former Speaker of Assembly of South Korea, who was in China, to talk about their partnership. Let's see the relationship of these two countries, how they were before, how their rivalry unfolded, and how they were rivals, and what is uniting them now. Before the establishment, formal political relations in 1992, China and South Korea were enemies during the Korean War and remained hostile to each other throughout the Cold War. The Korean War, 1950-1953, China directly involved in the Korean War, is a primary historical event that established this adversarial relationship. After the United Nations forces led by the United States pushed North Korean troops back across the 38th parallel and advanced toward the Yalu River, the border with China, China intervened in the war. The Chinese People's Volunteer Army CPVA entered the conflict on the side of North Korea, inflicting heavy casualties on the UN and South Korean forces and driving them back south. This intervention saved North Korea from defeat and led to the stalemate that resulted in the current border between the two Koreas. Cold War division. After the war, the division of the world into two blocks, the US-led capitalist bloc and the Soviet-led communist bloc, solidified the hostile relations. South Korea was a staunch US ally and did not recognize the People's Republic of China, PRC. Instead, it maintained diplomatic relations with the Republic of China, Taiwan. The People's Republic of China, PRC, did not recognize South Korea and instead supported its communist ally, North Korea. The lack of diplomatic contact and ideological opposition meant that for decades, South Korea and mainland China had no formal relationship. This period of animosity only began to thaw in the late 1980s as the global geopolitical landscape shifted, leading to the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1992. Let's see what is driving South Korea toward China. What is making them go to China? Because as you know, they are not friends, they are enemies, because China helped North Korea in their war. The reason is the economy, trade. South Korea has decided to boost cooperation with China primarily for economic reasons. And to manage complex geopolitical situation, the relationship is balancing act between its crucial security alliance with the US and its vital economic ties with China. Economic dependence. China is South Korea's largest trading partner. The two economies are deeply integrated, with South Korea exporting a significant portion of its goods, particularly semiconductors, to China. South Korea has also benefited from China's demand for machinery, chemicals, and auto parts. Maintaining a strong economic relationship with China is essential for South Korea's economic growth and prosperity. Efforts to de-risk or diversify trade away from China have been consideration, but the reality of their interconnected supply chains makes extensive cooperation necessary. A geopolitical strategy. South Korea's foreign policy is often described as economy with China, security with the United States. This dual approach allows South Korea to benefit from both a strong military alliance with the US and a thriving economic partnership with China. The balancing act. South Korea seeks to avoid being forced to choose sides in the escalating US-China rivalry. Boosting cooperation with China helps Seoul maintain a degree of autonomy and prevent a complete alignment with the USA that could antagonize its neighbor. North Korea. China is a key player in a relationship with North Korea. South Korea relies on China to exert influence on Pyongyang and help manage tensions on the Korea Peninsula. Cooperation with Beijing is seen as vital for addressing the North Korean nuclear issue. So, you know, South Korea is between two aggressive countries, the North Korea and the Chinese government. So it has no choice. It has to get along with them, and it looks for ways to do business with China and keep its alliance with the USA, because the USA protects it from the invasion of the North Korea. So that's why it is trying to do business with China. In the meantime, do the business with the USA. As I told you, the President Li Yang is in the United States today. We're going to talk about it, what they are going to talk about tomorrow, if possible. So stay tuned. Have a great time, everybody. Thank you for your time.